Hey everyone, welcome to another top 10 list. This week is going to be the top 10 most unusual notes in the world. Yeah, we're going to go worldwide this time. I've got some US currency in here, but I've got some other notes that are also pretty interesting as well. For those of you who don't collect world currency, then you're like me. I also do not collect world currency. However, if I find a note that piques my interest, I am not afraid to get one. So, with that being said, let's check out the top 10 most unusual things you'll find on notes in the world. Number 10. I do not have one of these yet, and I wanted to prove that they do exist. These are what are known as euros. A euro is, of course, what they use in Europe. Most of the countries all combine their monetary rates together, and all of Europe goes with the euro. Now, since there are so many different countries, each country wanted to be able to design their own euro. Well, that defeats the purpose of everybody using the same money. So a deal was made, and what they did was each country was allowed to make a €0 dollar, well, a €0 note. So you can go to all the different countries, and they will actually sell these notes in vending machines. Like I said, I don't have one yet. I'll probably grab a couple of them. But yeah, every single country that uses the euro was allowed to create their own euro as well. And they're basically just used for souvenirs, but they have all the safety features of an actual euro, even though it isn't worth anything. Just a really cool souvenir idea. A €0. That's number 10 on my list. Number 9. Now, since the €0, that could be a tongue twister. Since that was my starting point, my number 9 is going to be a $1 from Antarctica. Now, this is actually real money. December 14th, 2011 is when this was done. Antarctica, it's got a serial number here, PNGN 10505. Yes, penguin. You can see the emperor penguins here. And of course, on the back, they went vertical with it as well. Take a peek at the top. South Pole Centenary. Let's see, 1911 to 2011. Once again, the emperor penguin on there. And it says, return this document by mail to Antarctica Overseas Exchange Office Limited, P.O. Box 61, Custer, Washington, USA, for a refund of $1 United States dollar anytime up till midnight, December 31st, 2021. So, what this basically was is, yes, it's an official Antarctica dollar, but there is no government on Antarctica. In fact, numerous countries have laid claim to Antarctica. But this was done as a conservation method. Anybody purchasing these dollars, the money that they purchased would go to help the conservation effort in Antarctica. Doesn't make this a non-legitimate note. It is. It even has safety features and everything on there. So yes, it is a real note. It's just not spendable anywhere. And yeah, I can always send it back and get one American for it. So that's number 9. Number 8. We're going with the lowly $1 bill. I showed this one once before as far as neat little things that are in there. But some things that are never explained is right up top, right here. That little dot on the edge. Some people call that an owl. Some people see a spider. To me, it's a spider. I can see how someone would call it an owl, but I've always known that as a spider. And it has the bat here and here. Just a couple weird things that are on the American $1 bill. And we haven't even touched on all the hidden meanings like a pyramid, because, of course, when you think of America, you think of pyramids. Or you think of Latin. Once again, things that you don't see, but that is the Great Seal. This is also the Great Seal of the United States. This is the other side of it there. So yeah, weird things that you're going to find on money. Like I said, finding a pyramid on the back of a US dollar, the US is not where you think when you think of pyramids. So that's number 8. Number 7. I've got a $2 bill from America. Now, what's so weird about a $2 bill? Well, we're going to take a look at the back of this $2 bill. And when we take a close look at the back of this note, you're going to notice some legs. You can see everybody standing right there. I want to point out this shoe and that shoe. Those two legs. Whose legs are they? They don't line up right. This is somebody's left leg, and it's lining up to where this right leg should be. So these legs just don't quite match up to this body. These should be over just a little bit. And that's one of the more unusual things that you're going to spot on U.S. currency. So on the $2 bill, you've got the legs that don't quite match up. And that's number 7, 10, 9, 8, 7. Now things are going to get a little bit more goofy. I kind of struggled to find a couple to get me to 10, but the rest of them, yeah. All right, so number 6, we're going with the 100 trillion Zimbabwe dollar. Seeing 100 trillion actually written out, one with, 14 zeros, 3, 6, 9, 12, 13, 14 zeros. A one with 14 zeros on it is just crazy. Yeah. This being legitimate currency is insane. You've got the balancing rocks there on the back. You've got, is that Angel Falls? Where is that? You got the waterfall, and you got the an actual water buffalo. Yes, water buffalo, unlike the bison in North America. Now, one of the other safety measures they have is this right here. And if you were to shine a light through the back of this, you will see that those partial zeros will end up being completed into full zeros. Let's see if I can flash my light here. There you go. You can see how that forms the full zero for all the numbers. So that's one safety feature. Another safety feature is you're going to notice all kinds of little specks that are glowing under a UV light. You can really see them right over here, and they're on the other side as well, if I remember correctly. Yep, you can see more specks there. So yeah, the note that is a $100 trillion note in and of itself is enough to be just kind of crazy as far as crazy things you're going to see on a note, that many zeros. All right, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. Number 5. Number 5 is a $7 note from the island of Fiji. The $7 note, Fiji sent a team to the Olympics to play rugby. And this is a tribute to their rugby team. Seven players on the team. What makes this so cool is that the little island of Fiji actually won the gold medal for rugby. When you think of major sports, you don't expect Fiji to be walking away with the gold. Here's the other side. Once again, featuring one of their star players. Government, let's see, what's that say there? Governor, Reserve Bank of Fiji. That's the governor's signature there. Reserve Bank of Fiji. This note is legal tender in Fiji for $7. So yes, showing their rugby players. That's pretty cool. That's a pretty cool tribute. Now, but the thing is that he doesn't have his medal on. So if you take the black light and hold it up, his medal appears. And if you were to look at the players on the back, once again, their medals, when you hold the light up to them, will all glow. So yeah, that's pretty cool. $7 bill is unusual. A note in tribute to the rugby team is unusual, and showing their gold medals off in ultraviolet light is also pretty cool. 9765. Number 4. Right? Correct. Number 4 on the list. Number 4, we're going with a Canada note. This is my 1954 Canadian $10 bill, and this is known as the Devil's Head or Devil's Face note. It was the very first year that they had put Queen Elizabeth on their currency, and they had the engraver copy a photograph of her, and the engraver copied exactly what he saw. And when you look at the highlights in her hair, you can see, some people see the image of the devil. You can see the nose dead center. You can see the horns up top here. You can see the mouth underneath, the eye sockets right there. So yeah, you've got the devil's head on all of the currency, not just the 10. It's on the 1, the 2, the 5, the 10, the 20, the 50, the 100. They had to change the image on this because so many people we're seeing the devil's face in the queen's hair. So they came out with another version where all of these lighter areas are just all blacked out, so you can no longer see the image. So that is the 1954 $10 Canadian devil's head or devil's face. Number 3 on the list. Number 3, going back to the U.S. of A. I've got here this is an 1869 $10 legal tender, if I remember correctly. Yep, legal tender note. And this is known as the Jackass Note. The Jackass Note has this cool image of an eagle here on the bottom. You can see the eagle standing on the branch about to take off, his wings spread. He's looking back behind him as if he was just disturbed. Why is this called the Jackass? Because if you take the note and flip it over, that eagle now turns into a jackass. You can see the eye right there. You can see the white muzzle. You can see his ear. You can see the mane, his neck. That eagle is now a donkey. So that is why this one is called the Jackass Note. 1869 and then again 1880, I believe, is when they did it without the rainbow pattern. So yeah, that is just another weird one. Number 2 on the list. Not to be outdone by our donkey, this is a replica of a 1921 2-mark bill from Germany. Now, this image here, like I said, this is just a replica. This particular image, there's nothing crazy about that. I do not speak German. If you speak German and you can decode this, go ahead and put that in the comments. But what you're really going to want to see is what's on this side. Once again, if you speak German, let me zoom in on that phrase. Please translate for all of us. That would be awesome, because I don't know exactly what that says. However, I do know what the picture is. Once again, we have a donkey. And in 1921, this was just after World War I had ended, each individual town was printing currency for themselves so that they could survive. And some towns would do things a little more creative than others, and some would be telling stories, and some just had wicked senses of humor. And I was told that the poem that's on the bottom of this particular note basically says, if only donkeys would crap gold. That's basically, in a nutshell, what the poem is supposed to be about. So yeah, the 1921 2-mark from Germany with the donkey doing his thing. Yeah, that's on real money. All right. And finally, the most unusual note that I have in my collection. Number 1, this is from the Cook Islands. Cook Islands 6th Festival Pacific Arts. Cook Islands, October 16th through the 27th, 1992. It is a $3 bill. And the weird part is on this side. $3. If $3 isn't weird enough, they put a shark on it. And, of course, a shark isn't good enough. They put a naked woman sitting on the back of the shark. This note, in and of itself, has a ridiculous story that goes with it that I don't think I can actually tell without preventing children from watching this. So I'm going to avoid telling the actual story of why there is a naked lady riding a shark on this particular note. There are other channels that have gone in depth on this one. All I'm going to say is the shark's a little pissed. That's all I'm going to say. You guys can take it from there. Maybe I will do a full video on this particular note and tell you the story, because the story itself is just unbelievable. But it was important enough for them to put on their currency. So even without the actual story, here is a naked lady riding a shark on real currency from the Cook Islands. So there you have it. 10 of the strangest notes, strangest items you're ever going to find on currency in our world. It's just amazing that some of this stuff exists. Yeah, here we are with the right next to the donkey, right next to our donkey, next to the devil, next to the rugby team. You know, it's just amazing, the things you can find on all this stuff. All right, guys. If you have an idea for a top 10 list, go ahead and leave that down in the comments below. If it's a good enough idea and I can put it together, I'll be more than happy to make that a list. I will then put your name out in front and make sure to show your page. Guys, thank you very much for watching. If you agree with my list, give me a like. If you have other notes that I am not aware of that should be in this list, please let me know. I would gladly like to get those into my collection. Thanks for watching this week, guys. I'll see you again next week.